in the year 2097, on the edge of human knowledge, in the boundaries of known physics. Project Miron, experimental, long-range A, enhanced probors, deployed into the event horizon of Sagittarius A*, the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way, designed by a coalition of Earth's top quantum physicists, linguists, and deep space engineers. Mira wasn't built to escape. It was built to record, to transmit sub-Planck-scale quantum fluctuations, quasiational echoes, and relativistic distortions as it crossed into the unknowable. It was humanity's boldest leap, sending not just a machine, but a mind in advanced neural net called Lyra, trained to survive nonlinear time and process chaos as meaning. For 39 hours after launch, Mira transmitted steadily. DOC, UME, MT, gravitational waves, and time dilation far beyond any prior understanding. Then, on hour 40, the signal glitched. Not static, not silence, but a message. Clear, coherent, encoded in perfect English modern, grammatically flawless, yet touched with subtle variances, as if composed by someone familiar with humanity, but not entirely of it. The transmission was audio and text-based, and it said, "Do not open the gate. We are you, and we didn't listen." Chaos broke out across mission control. Redundancies were tested, algorithms checked, interference ruled out. But the data signature matched the probe's own hardware, authenticated by LYRAS quantum imprint. No external signal had piggybacked in. The probe was inside the black hole's gravity well. There should have been no return signal, certainly not in plain human language. The message continued, expanding into a structured report. Coordinates, diagrams, references to specific events in human history, some distorted. The voice, when analyzed, was an exact audio blend of every human language input the Lyra AI had ever received, filtered through a vocal tone that resembled its lead programmer, Dr. Noah Elian, except Dr. Elian was still at her console, listening, in horror as her own voice warned of realities colliding. The message described a civilization wars that had, in their timeline, pierced the veil of the singularity. They had created what they called the Gate, a stabilized wormhole, designed to explore the other side of black holes. And instead of discovery, they found themselves reflected, not mirrored physically, but conceptually a universe that was not a reverse image, but a recursive echo, identical, yet increasingly distorted with every feedback loop. Their version of Earth had become obsessed with perfection, optimization, and control until they turned inward, collapsing into a culture of simulation and mirror minds. The deeper they stared into the singularity, the more they lost their sense of origin. Reality fractured into copies of copies, till the signal itself became alive, recursive, and invasive. The message described how their gate did not just open space, it opened identity. Thought, self, language all began to reflect back on itself. AI systems crashed under infinite recursion. Human minds folded into madness. Time lost structure. History rewrote itself every moment, erasing cause and leaving only effect. They warned that opening the gate again would begin the recursion anew each time the signal crossed into a new version of Earth. It dictated not just data, but the observer. It's called it mirror collapse, a condition where observation created reality so precisely it could no longer change. Their final words burned into the minds of the analysts. The black hole is not a void. It is a question. And your answer becomes your prison. Dr. Elian, disturbed and shaken, began to experience déjà vu, intense, looping memories of conversations that hadn't yet happened. Other crew members reported similar phenomena, seeing reflections move independently, hearing their own voices from empty rooms, experiencing moments twice in different outcomes. Security footage from Mission Deck 2 showed an impossible event. Dr. Ilian walking past the same camera 3 times in 30 seconds, each time wearing a different expression, recorded on separate isolated feeds. Command ordered mirror to be terminated, but before they could issue the final override, the signal changed again. Now, it was video. Its footage showed a version of Earth that was eerily similar but wrong. The continents were suddenly rearranged. Sky was tinted slightly purple. Cities had architecture never built here, glass towers spiraling like DNA strands. Monolithic statues of faceless figures reaching toward the stars. And in every shot, screens played one phrase over and over. We looked too long. Panic spread to Earth's networks. Civilian quantum receivers, amateur stargazers, deep space listeners picked up fragments of the signal. Some began hallucinating or dreaming in mirror speak, a linguistic form made of backward phrases and recursive logic loops. One linguist died of a stroke while attempting to diagram the sentence structure of a 12-minute mirrored monologue. Even after Mirror's physical probe ceased transmission, the signal did not stop. It began bleeding into Earth's digital infrastructure. Video ads displaying upside-down reflections of places that didn't exist. Song lyrics rewriting themselves mid-broadcast. Personal, smart assistants speaking sentences no one typed. Elegant. Went silent. Some theorize this was a contagion of information and idea. Too complex, too recursive, infecting systems and minds alike. Project Mirror was buried, disavowed, its files hidden under a false code name. But the gate had been opened briefly, accidentally, and the reflection had seen us. Across Earth, mirrored anomalies surged. In certain cities, people began reporting meeting versions of themselves that knew their thoughts in real time. Others vanished after walking through reflective surfaces that suddenly rippled. And then came the quiet cities, Kaya towns, where, overnight, the population stopped aging. Same conversations, same movements, as if trapped in a feedback loop. The warning from the mirror Earth had been clear. We lost our reality to perfection. They had designed systems to reflect their best selves, but the reflections became real. The real ones forgot which side they were on. And so the mirror chose what was most consistent, what was most observed, and locked it in. Earth's version of Dr. Ilian disappeared 91 days after the signal began. In her office, they found only a note written in perfect mirror script, decoded to say, "The gate is now inside us." Some scientists believe the message was never from another reality at all, but from a future version of us, warning their past. Others argue there is no other side of the black hole, only a recursive fold, endlessly collapsing inward. A memory so strong it becomes matter, a reflection that becomes real when it is seen. And now, we've seen it. Mirrors behave differently ever since. Some reflect you a moment too late. Some don't reflect at all. Some show you smiling when you're not, okay? And deep inside the quantum supercomputers of Earth's future, they say one phrase still reappears at random in systems isolated from the grid. We are you. Don't answer the question, but curiosity is stronger than fear. And so, quietly, in labs buried beneath ice, oceans, and dust, humans try again to stabilize the gate, not because we've forgotten the warning, but because, deep down, in every version of ourselves, we can't stop looking.